What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mangoes and Whales. This is Greg, or Argyle Whale. In today's video, we are going to be going over how to get easy strafe medals with assault rifles in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Today I'm going to be using the IMR, and as you can see, I have 18 of my 40 strafe medals that I need for the Death from Above camo challenge. Here's the class setup that I'm going to be using as I focus on just getting the rest of those strafe medals done. That's kind of the point of what I'm doing. I am just focusing on getting strafe medals, and I'm going to play some free-for-all. And what I'm going to show you is basically a montage of all of those remaining strafe medals that I got, as well as the dogfights. I'm showing those as well. The good news is that this challenge is actually not that hard. Like it's pretty doable. So if you're like worried that this one was going to take too much effort in order to get, like royalty with the assault rifles, if you want to get royalty, don't worry about it. It's pretty easy. So I would say go for it. Let's see what else. What else did I want to say? It's easy just even for like the average player. I mean, like I'm pretty much an average player. My KD's like 1.08 or something like that. So yeah, go for it. I'm sure you can get it done pretty quickly. Yeah, so let's see. What am I doing here? I'm showing you, of course, all my strafes as well as dogfights. And the reason why I'm showing you dogfights as well, you don't need to get dogfights with assault rifles. You need to get strafes with assault rifles. But you do need to get dogfight medals with submachine guns as well as shotguns. And actually, real quick right there, I was in the air there and somebody took a booby-trapped care package of mine, but I didn't get a strafe for it. And the reason why that is because you have to get the kill with your gun. Like you can't have a kill streak, get a kill while you're up in the air, and have that count as a strafe. So anyway, I just wanted to show that. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about, so you need to get strafe medals with assault rifles as well as heavy weapons if you want to go for royalty with the heavy weapons or diamond with any one of those, as well as the crossbow, I believe. I think you need to get strafes with the crossbow. And you also need to get dogfight medals with submachine guns as well as shotguns. And the tactic is pretty much the same for the submachine guns in terms of getting dogfights, as you're seeing here with me getting strafes. Yeah. Not the same though for shotguns. I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing to try and get shotguns. And get out of here, Recon drone. Boom. That's how you take out a Recon drone style. Anyway, back to the video though, of course. Took me about 5 free-for-all games to try and get the remaining 22 strafe medals that I needed for the IMR. And you're going to see 5 different maps. Obviously, we've seen Terrace, and now we're on Detroit. And you can kind of just, get a sense of where I am in the map as I kind of try and do this. For the most part, I am on the outside of the map looking in. I want to make sure, like, I'm pretty vulnerable up there in the air. I mean, I'm not really too concerned about dying a lot. I'm not trying to have great gameplay. But I am pretty vulnerable, and I do want to be able to kind of survive long enough to get a kill. So I am on the outside of the map for the most part, looking in, making sure that no one can shoot me in the back, or at least there's not as high of a likelihood of that happening, or from the side where I can't see. The only time I jump up and try and get a strafe medal when I'm in the middle of the map is when I know there's a guy coming, and I feel like I'm going to go ahead and just try and take him out before somebody else takes me out, and I think that'll be quicker than trying to get to the outside of the map. So yeah, but mostly I'm on kind of the outside looking in. That's how I'd recommend doing this. That one right there was actually pretty cool because that ended up being a tactical move for me to exo hover because he wasn't expecting that. So every once in a while, you get one where it actually makes sense, from a good gameplay standpoint. But for the most part, like I said, I'm not really trying to have a good game. I'm just trying to get strafes. So yeah, let me talk about my class setup really quickly. I am using the IMR Thunder Tusk, which is an elite variant that focuses on accuracy. And accuracy is important when you're doing this because you're usually at a decent range. You're up high, and you just want to be as accurate as possible because, you know, you're you're a sitting duck up in the air, and you're going to get taken out pretty quickly. So you want to be able to get that kill as quickly as possible. I am using the foregrip as well, just to try and increase the accuracy. Foregrip is probably not super necessary on the IMR, but I'm using it anyway. The thing that I would really recommend for doing these is the target enhancer. I found that that really helps. The target enhancer is great for, you know, just kind of sitting back and picking off enemies while you're aiming down sights. And normally I don't run the target enhancer when I'm, like, you know, trying to play, have a good game. But for when I'm doing these challenges, I always run the target enhancer because I feel like it really helps, just kind of, you know, helps you see the enemy at a distance, and maybe see a guy you wouldn't have ordinarily seen. You're definitely going to want to be ADSing when you're doing this, always. So target enhancer is great. It's also great for long shots. So if you're trying to get those long shots done, I know those can be a little bit of a drag as well. It's also great for long shots, absolutely. I'll do a video on that later. So here we go. This is a match on Solar. So again, I'm on the outside of the map, kind of in the corner here. I know it's a little bit cheap, but that's how they get done. So so that's the strategy I would use. So yeah, let me talk a little bit about the Exo Hover and Overcharge combination. I'm of course using Exo Hover in my Exo ability slot. That's the Exo ability that allows you to hover in the air, as you can see. And of course, obviously, you will get, I mean, it counts. Like, you don't have to be in the act of jumping in order to get a strafe medal. You can be Exo hovering. And then the Overcharge perk, which is out of the perk 1 section, allows your battery life to be, it gives you a longer battery life. So so the battery is that thing that you see winding down there in the middle of the screen when I'm hovering, and if you're using Overcharge, you get more time. One thing that you're probably seeing that I'm doing is I'm not moving. Like, you can move when you're Exo hovering. Oh, by the way, so Riot is the best map for this, for sure. Riot is by far the best. You're gonna see I got a bunch of them in this game. This is actually the final game. But yeah, let's see. So what was it saying? It's best to not move. You can move while you're hovering, but it'll run the battery down way faster. So it's best to kind of post up, you know, jump up in the air, hover, and just sit there. And you can pick off. Sometimes you can get, you know, 2, even 3. I almost got a third one there, and I will get one later in this game. In one hover, you do only get 1 battery life, or like 1 battery per life. So it's another reason why it doesn't really make sense to focus on having a great game. Because it's actually advantageous to die. Once you die, you get a brand new battery, so you can start trying them again. I think I've already gotten it. I think I already finished, but I'm gonna keep trying and just, you know, see how many I can get this game. I think this is where I got my 3-piece. That was 1, 2, and 3. Look at that, 3 strafes in 1 hover. So yeah, Riot is, like I said, Riot is great. There's just a lot of spots for it. Let's see, what else I want to talk about. Yeah, I chose low profile over lightweight. I'm not really trying to move around the map too much. I'm just trying to get to just kind of spawn, you know, hopefully be on the outside of a map. This is actually a great little spot on Riot right here. Just hop up and you can see that whole rooftop. As I'm going to do, I'm going to finish that guy off, I think. Yeah, he's going to come for me and... Oh, man. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I chose low profile over lightweight, blind eye, just so that I don't have to mess around with, you know, trying to avoid kill streaks, because I'm going to be out in the open a lot. And of course toughness, because you're going to be getting shot at and you want to stay on target, as well as blast suppressor, because you're going to be jumping up in the air. You know, that's the whole point. You have to jump up in the air. So blast suppressor, of course. Let's see, what else? I'm not focusing at all on getting score streaks, but UAV definitely helps, as well as I used a booby trap care package just for fun as I went through this, but really that's totally not necessary. Let's see, I already said Riot is the best map. I'm just trying to make sure I cover all the things that I thought of. Burst fire and single shot assault rifles are harder to do without this tactic. You can do that. You can do them all. Like, you don't have to use this tactic in order to get strafe medals, but it is harder with the burst fire weapons, especially the single shot, the MK14. I mean, it's a lot harder. So obviously the IMR is a burst fire weapon, and I was able to get a handful of them without this tactic, but this just makes it a lot easier. And the MK14 is definitely the hardest, but it is very doable even still when you're using this tactic. You know, I had games on Riot where I got, you know, I think my best was 12 strafes in a game with the MK14 on Riot in a free-for-all match. So it's very doable. So all of the assault rifles are doable, and I think right now I actually got 3 dogfights that last match. So if you've never gotten that, you get a really cool, you get like the whole Red Baron gear. You get the EXO, the goggles, and the helmet, and it's really cool. And I really wish you could keep it, but unfortunately, it expires. Let's see. I'm gonna do another video on this. I also had to get the HBRA3. I still hadn't done that. I've done all the rest of them, so I won't be posting a video on all the rest of them. But the next video I'm gonna post is about the HBRA3. Same thing, same tactic. Just if you want to see more, that'll be my next video. So stay tuned for that. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps. Take it easy. Later.